up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts Josh and John Luke, and your favorite Front Yard family member, Friday guest, Tim Wright down there. So, guys, skipping over all of you for a moment, we have a very special guest today. We've got Anthony from the Game Day NFL and FF Face-Off joining us today. What's up, Anthony?
What's going on, guys?
Glad to have you on, man. I know most of us have been following you for a while. It's good to finally put a face to the name and have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, today we've got two great tiers topics that we're going to be running through. We're doing part 2 to our redraft running back tiers. We got through a bunch of the big names last week. We're going to dive into still pretty big names, but maybe not these S and A tier guys this week. And then we are moving on to an appetizers tier list. There was already some contention before we started, just putting it together with John Luke. So I'm excited for the appetizers one. Craig in here. Craig throws some wordplay in there every day for our show, and he got me with this one. He says, "Who is hungry for some appetizers?"
Oh,
it's good, man. It's good.
Okay. A for effort.
Craig said, every once in a while I have a good one. Jay Wall said, love being in the chat live. Let's get it. Welcome in, Jay Wall. And Jay Wall said, Craig is always S tier. And Jay said, what up, Front Yard fam? I hope the guys don't just wing it on these tier lists.
Yeah.
Brady said, at the grocery store, earbuds in, ready for tiers. I'm telling you, if you're still at the grocery store once we get to appetizers, this is going to be a dangerous one to be playing in your ears.
Your cart's going to get filled up really quickly.
You're about to drop like $400 at the store.
You guys got to stop, Craig and Jay. He said they don't want to talk about that, Jay.
God.
And then Jay said, I guess they may say it's nacho business to us, and that would be guackward. Jeez. Jay Wall also in there on Twitch. Guys, I'm curious if you can keep this going the entire show.
Please don't.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and pull up our running back tier list from last week, guys, and we can look at what we did last week and then get started on our running back tiers. Here we go.
I'm excited.
There it is. Anthony, we're going to throw you up top, move me to the bottom. What we got last year, we went through last year. Each week's in the year. We went through 7 running backs, CMC and Saquon Barkley in tier 1, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, and Jonathan Taylor in tier 2. And then we landed with Aaron Jones in tier 4. We skipped a tier. That's where we're starting from today. And Anthony, you are the guest today. So which of these running backs would you like to talk about first that are listed down here? We've got, these are according to Fantasy Pros rankings. I believe these are the first 20 redraft running backs for next season, according to those rankings.
Let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott to start.
Perfect.
Great place to start. Perfect place.
I love that one. Anthony, on a redraft, we're looking at redraft only. Where would you tier Ezekiel Elliott?
I would see Ezekiel Elliott's difficult because last year, what did we see? We saw a potential regression, but if you look at all of the metrics, the usage was there. He was a top 10 back in yards created and evaded tackles, so he's still elusive. The issue was the offensive line and no Dak Prescott, and we did have Dak Prescott. He was an RB 15 or better in the first 5 games of the year, so I'm actually going to keep Zeke in the RB 2 tier.
Ooh,
I completely agree with you. I think the hate on Zeke is a little bit too high after last season. I have full faith that talent is still there. The evasiveness, like you said, Zeke's a tier 2 running back. I don't need to repeat it all. Josh, is Zeke a tier 2 running back for you, or do you have him tiered differently?
Yeah, it's tough. It's either tier 2 or tier 3 for me. We're talking about redraft. Maybe I'm just like thinking about dynasty so much. Yeah, next year he's going to have a good season. He's a tier 2 running back. He's at the end of this tier for me. Yep.
We've got 3 tier 2s. Zeke is going to go in tier 2. But Tim, what do you think about Zeke? Is he a tier 2 running back in your eyes?
I mean, I'm personally biased. I'd keep him in tier 3, but I can't stand him from Ohio State, so that's just carrying over year after year. But what are you going to do?
John Luke, what about you?
Yeah, I completely agree with Anthony. I think that he'll bounce back this year. Dynasty, I would probably move him down to tier 3, just slightly, but I'm still hoping we get to see the old Zeke back. So I'm fine with keeping him in 2 this year.
Tier
One
2
more point I want to make is Tony Pollard really started to turn it on last year. He looked really good. And I think they're going to continue to use him. He's going to be on the field. And previously in Zeke's career, he didn't really have someone like Tony Pollard behind him. So that's maybe the biggest concern going into the next season.
Man, but if the biggest concern is Tony Pollard, then I'm not too concerned. Like, I'm not disparaging Tony Pollard, but compared to Zeke, no, I think he's a good back, but you're comparing him to one of the best backs in the NFL. I'm not too worried about him eating into like fantasy value for Ezekiel.
I think he's going to take away a lot of catches.
That could be the case. I still think in an offense like that, there's plenty for Zeke, especially with the defense. It may improve a little bit this year, but I'm not expecting a giant upturn from that Cowboys defense. Yeah. Josh, we're going to come to you next. Which one of these players do you want to talk about?
Oh,
good
man.
or bad?
Let's see. Look, we got a lot of these rookies from last year sitting here. I'm going to go DeAndre Swift. I'm going to put him in the tier rate. I'm going to put him tier 3. That's what I think. I know the offense isn't great. People are a little bit nervous about the Lions, but DeAndre Swift is going to get fed. He's going to get a ton of catches. He was great last year. I think he's going to get a lot of dump offs. It's just him and TJ Hawkinson there in my mind. So I think from a redraft perspective, he's going to have a really good year next year.
The disrespect for Jamal Williams. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Anthony, where do you put DeAndre Swift? Josh said tier 3. Are you in agreement there, or do you have him somewhere else?
Yeah, I could put DeAndre Swift in a tier 3. My biggest concern, not so much Jamal Williams, but more so that small stint last year where DeAndre Swift had that head injury, and I remember Adrian Peterson coming out and saying this could be bad. But if he's okay and if he shakes the concussions and everything else, DeAndre Swift can certainly pop as a top 5 back, especially in that Detroit offense. They're going to have a very underrated offensive line. They have the highest paid center in Frank Ragnow, former first-round pick, I believe, and then Penei Sewell fell to them. They're going to have a really good offensive line. They don't really have a threat of a passing game, so this is going to be a backfield led by DeAndre Swift, and I do think Jamal Williams, he'll get his. He's going to be in that old Green Bay role like he was in behind Aaron Jones.
Yeah, so another tier 3, and I tend to agree with everything you guys are saying, which makes me almost want to put him in tier 2. He would be the end of tier 2, beginning of tier 3 for me, likely. I've been going back and forth on Swift, Akers, Dobbins going into next year. Like, which one do I like the most? Gibson. Swift is building a lead in my eyes. He's the top option for me, specifically in redraft next year of those 4 guys. I think tier 3 is probably right. I would draft all those guys in tier 2 ahead of him, if that's the barometer we're looking at. So I'll say tier 3 as well. Tim, what do you think?
Yeah, I like him in 3. Obviously, biggest concern is whether Detroit's going to score any points. But the offensive line, great point. I love Penei Sewell falling. That's a great steal in the draft. But yeah, I like 3. He's a phenomenal back. I'm excited to see where he goes.
And Brady, before we get John Luke's response, this is for redraft. So this is redraft running backs is what we're looking at today, not for dynasty redraft. And Cal, what's up, man? I think JL said something, but welcome in. Glad to have you here. Yeah. And Anthony Leone said, hey, gang, I love how everyone is agreeing with Anthony for once. Usually
Anthony's a little bit different.
With a winky face. And Jay making a point, he said, buy low on Swift in Dynasty. Yeah. If anybody is panicking with the Jay Williams news yesterday. I completely agree with that one. So DeAndre Swift going in tier 3, our first tier 3 running back, one above Aaron Jones. John Luke, do you agree with that placement?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so who is the guy you want to talk about then?
Let's see, who do we got left here? Is Cam Akers still on the board? Yeah,
he's the first one.
All right, let's go with Cam Akers. Where would I put Cam Akers? I think I could see him being in that tier 3 with Swift. If he's at the top of that tier for me, straddling that line between tier 2 and tier 3. I would probably put him in tier 3. Just new quarterback there. I want to see a little bit more from him, I think, this season before I'm ready to put him in the same tier as Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara. But I would rather have him than Swift this season.
Really? Anthony, first of all, would you rather have Swift or Akers going into this season for redraft? And then after that, where would you put Akers in a tier?
I would rather have DeAndre Swift because of the offense he is and the way they're going to have to win football games and control the tempo and keep the ball out of the other side hands, because that defense in Detroit is going to be really bad. So you want to run the ball to DeAndre Swift. We know he can catch out of the backfield. So I think there's going to be a little bit more there for Swift over Akers. And I would have Akers maybe at the top of tier 4. I'm very worried about Darrell Henderson because as much as Akers pops dropped at the end of the year. Darrell Henderson was really the guy earlier in the year. And, oh, by the way, they brought in Matthew Stafford, and they're going to want to throw the football. I think last year the Rams were 7th in team run plays per game. We knew that Jared Goff and Sean McVay, the trust was not there. I think we see a lot more throwing out of the Rams this year, which ultimately takes away from Cam Akers.
Tier 4, expecting more throwing volume out of that Rams offense. Josh, where do you land on this one? So we've got a tier 3 and a tier 4.
I think I'm right in between you guys. You know, Jay was saying he likes Cam Akers more than Swift. I was there originally for redraft, but I think I'm shifting a little bit, and I think I'd rather have Swift, but I think they're so super close that he's absolutely tier 3 for me. Because I keep going back and forth between the two. But I love the points that Anthony made regarding the offense he's in. But I think that Cam Akers could really thrive in this offense with Stafford. So tier 3 for me, right next to Swift.
2 tier 3s, 1 tier 4. Sounds like a lot of agreement on the potential for Akers this season, though, with just some slight variations in where he lands. Tim,
there's a little bit more low side, I think, compared to Swift, though. There's a little bit less of a floor.
Right. Tim, where do you have Akers?
Again, the personal bias, watching him at Florida State at the absolute dumpster fire of a program that he was in.
At Florida State.
So freaking good.
With literally a negative offensive line.
Yeah,
he didn't have an offensive line.
That team was so bad.
I'm just excited for his talent. It's the similar thing for Dalvin Cook to me. I mean, he came out first year and people were a little bit shaky. He was a little bit injured. They didn't use him as much. And then year 2, he came out and he just blew up everything. Yeah. So I think he could be tier 3.
Okay. We've got 3 tier 3s, 1 tier 4, but real close. He's right in between that range for me. He's somewhere between Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift. So I'm not sure exactly whether he falls at the top of tier 4 or the back of tier 3, but it doesn't matter. Cam Akers ends up in tier 3. Welcome back to you guys. Also, Anthony letting me know it is pronounced Leone. He's Italian. I apologize for messing that up.
I never knew that. I always said I would say Leon.
JL, why the hell didn't you correct me?
Sorry, my bad.
You're supposed to watch me.
Say a lot of wrong things. I can't correct it.
Leon, no E.
What's up, Jordan? Welcome in. He said, "Hey, everybody." He says, "I'm late here, but still yelling about Saquon and CMC being in the same."
I wasn't here last week when that was decided. By the way, Jordan,
stand by it.
Get me out of that.
Jay said they absolutely belong in the same tier, and Jay said another Italian. I love it. Anthony, just side question: how do you view CMC and Saquon? Do you think we have them in a tier alone for redraft? Where do you stand on that?
I can buy into that. My issue, obviously, is Saquon's injury history. I know CMC missed a little bit of time last year, but Saquon, we've seen this in a few seasons. But if I knew I can get 16 out of both players, they certainly belong in their own tier right now.
Yeah, I think it's something about the Panthers offense I just project to be a little bit better, you know? So maybe that's it. And I was watching Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I do. I project that. I think they have more weapon. I know they got Kenny Golladay of the Giants, but I don't trust Deandre Jones. But I don't know why I trust Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's the issue. The quarterback's the issue.
Yeah, no, I guess I trust Sam Darnold a little bit more. But
that's a gross question. Which quarterback do you want to lead your franchise? If you had to pick today, the quarterback to lead your franchise, Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold? Who are you picking?
Sam Darnold immediately.
Oh God. That one hurts my feelings. I don't even know.
But I was watching Saquon Barkley highlights last night, and I'm not going to argue with this placement. He is so good. I was watching his rookie year highlights. He was so good his rookie year.
And you make the point about the offense. Saquon Barkley has shown us that he hardly needs a competent offense to be a good fantasy option. He's like he can be the offense for that team and provide fantasy value. Anthony coming in. Anthony Leone said it right, saying Danny Dimes greater than Sam Darnold. Man. You know what? I don't think anyone's gonna argue that one too heavily.
I don't want to die on this hill. I don't want to die on this hill.
That's not a hill we're dying on. Tim, which one of these players do you want to talk about next?
I want to talk about Austin Eckler.
Ooh.
He is such an intriguing player for me this year. That offensive line, they got a couple steals in the drafts. They have Justin Herbert coming off a monster year. Without having Henry there, I don't know how they're going to address the tight. I think he's going to have a very, very solid season this year. I would put him tier 4, no less than Aaron Jones. And I love Aaron Jones, but I think he's at least tier 4 for redraft this year.
Tier 4 for Austin Eckler from Tim. Anthony, what do you think about Austin Eckler this coming season?
I can put Eckler comfortably in tier 4, but I can probably make a case that he's higher, right around that mid tier 3 range if he stays healthy and this offense operates the way it did last year.
Yeah, that's about where I stand right now. This is one of the players, Austin Eckler and Lamar Jackson are probably the players I've changed my tune on the most since last offseason. I was kind of doubters of both of them, but this offseason, I've been digging into them a bit more. I am fully bought in on Austin Eckler next season if he can stay healthy. He's like, we talk about PPR monsters. It's going to be unbelievable what he can do in that offense with Justin Herbert. I would say comfortably tier 3 for me, ahead of Aaron Jones, up there with DeAndre Swift and Cam Akers.
Why is Aaron Jones tier 4, by the way?
That's what I was wondering.
I think
it was last week. We were a little bit more nervous about Aaron Rodgers.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think we were a little bit nervous.
On him,
I believe JL said tier 2 or 3, but there was some nerves about Aaron Rodgers, but that might have been overblown and us overreacting to the current news, whatever the most recent clickbait tweet was. But that's where
stand by your morals. Come on.
I am standing by my morals. If you go back and watch last week, I'm pretty sure we said Aaron Jones is tier 4 contingently. If Aaron Rodgers signs, he's probably tier 3, maybe tier 2 running back. Anthony, where would you put Aaron Jones at this moment? And then if Rodgers signs, does it change?
I mean, honestly, at this moment, I can't argue with tier 4 because of all the uncertainty. And what if Aaron Rodgers decides, you know what, I'm going to sit out the year and play the leverage card and go do the Jeopardy for a couple of months. But if we know Aaron's going to be there, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Aaron Jones, back-to-back years, I believe, is a PPR RB6 in fantasy points per game or better. And that's the type of production we're going to expect. There's no real upgrade in weapons in that offense, so it's going to be Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones again.
Yeah, I could see the argument for tier 2, the second Aaron Jones signs. You could put him up there with those guys for sure.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
And if A.J. Dillon's going to be the guy, they would not have paid Aaron Jones.
Oh, no, hell no. A.J. Dillon's not the guy.
As much as the quad lovers out there want him to be the guy, it's just not going to happen. I forget what we were talking about. Austin Eckler. Tim, you said tier 4. Anthony, where did you say for Austin Eckler?
I'm okay at the tier 4, but I think if everything operates the same and we get 16 out of Eckler, tier 3.
Tier 3. I'm saying tier 3. Josh, where are you putting Austin Eckler?
For redraft, he's tier 3. He's tier 3. He just is. In a PPR league, that's just where he belongs.
Tier 3 for Josh. John Luke, what do you think?
Yeah, I have him right below Aaron Jones, but I also believe Aaron Jones should be in tier 3, so I'll put him in tier 3.
With all the Aaron Rodgers stuff going on, not knowing that, there's no way I could draft Aaron Jones ahead of him, though, and personally.
That's fair.
But if Aaron Rodgers was there, I would draft Aaron Jones ahead of him, no doubt in my mind. So it's so interesting. It's an interesting little.
If Aaron Rodgers is there, is everyone here drafting Aaron Jones ahead of Austin Eckler? Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I'm hyped on Austin Eckler, but not over Aaron Rodgers-led offense with Aaron Jones in it. I'll take that 10 days a week.
Oh yeah.
And Craig, I do like you. I do like
there
you.
There we go. And Craig said, I was on Tiers last week. That was the exact reason. Rodgers. Thanks, Craig, confirming it for us. He said, Josh wasn't here. He doesn't like me.
I love you.
And Jordan wants to know without JL taking my comment down. Said, with how Anthony Lynn is talking about Jamal Williams, are you guys a little worried about it?
Nah.
No,
Coach speak.
Not at all. I'm not worried about it at all. It's Jamal Williams against DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift isn't going to get 90% of the carries. Like I never expected that. So Jamal Williams is going to be involved, but
I wouldn't want him to.
Just the guy. Yeah, exactly.
Anthony, does that concern you at all?
No, not really. Because last year, DeAndre Swift, RB16 in fantasy points per game. He played in 13 games, and there was still Kerryon Johnson. Who was the other back getting carries?
Adrian Peterson for a little while?
Adrian Peterson. So Swift never really had the full workload, and he was still really productive.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the full workload. It's misleading with some of these backs. I mean, like Alvin Kamara is like one of the perfect examples of it, right? He doesn't need like the unbelievable amount of volume in order to have that high level production. Not saying DeAndre Swift is Alvin Kamara, but I wouldn't worry too much about Jamal Williams stealing touches away from him. He's just going to get the touches that are allocated for him.
Swift had 11.3 plus PPR points in all but 2 games that he was active.
Holy crap.
That's wild. That's quite a rookie season.
I'm sorry, all but 3. I'm sorry. All but 3. So 10 out of 13.
That's still fantastic.
And he wasn't really
getting the workload.
That's what I was going to say. At the beginning of the season, they weren't really just like handing the keys over to him, saying, here's your backfield.
But consistent targets, consistent receptions, that's what I love to see, especially from a rookie. You know, he's just involved in multifacets of the game.
I want to talk about Clyde Edwards-Elaire. That is the player I want to talk about because he's been one of the most difficult players for me to determine where I'm comfortable drafting him in redraft next year out of all of the running backs in this range. And maybe I shouldn't have picked him then because now I don't know where I'm going to put him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Can we throw all of these guys in tier 3? No.
CEH is below Swift, Akers, and Eckler for me. Just based on what we saw last year. Now, that may be unfair. He still had a good year. Know what I mean? I think it was just underwhelming compared to what we expected of him. I'm still expecting like high-end RB2, low-end RB1 production out of him just because of the offense that he's in and the load that he's going to get. But, man, that just like unbelievable upside isn't there for me, kind of what we thought whenever he was drafted. So I think I would put him in tier 4 with Aaron Jones. I'm tempted to even have a separation there, though, because I would very clearly, even in the current situation with Aaron Jones, draft him above CEH. I'll stick with 4, though. I think they're close enough I can put it there. Anthony, where are you putting CEH?
Back at tier 4, and I can't really make a case to put him any higher. He came out with all the hype. I faded him at his asking price last year. I thought it was astronomical. They had their offensive line problems, and this offensive line is going to be light years better this year. But even against the worst run defenses in the league and multiple goal line carries, Clyde Edwards-Helaire could not get that ball in the end zone, and that concerned me. You know, they brought in Jerick McKinnon. Does that take pass catching, some catches away from Clyde Edwards-Helaire? They also like Darrell Williams a lot. They have Elijah McGuire on the roster. I don't know if it's that clear cut.
Yeah, I completely see that, especially after what we saw last season. Those end zone struggles were real.
Historically, Andy Reid doesn't like to feature one back, especially if that back's not Jamal Charles.
or not
Kareem Hunt.
It was Brian Westbrook. Brian Westbrook. Yeah, he loved Westbrook.
Westbrook even shared carries. I think it was like Amon Green and Correll Buckhalter for like 2 years.
Westbrook. He did share carries. He was a great pass catcher though.
I love Brian Westbrook.
Me too.
We got a new Brian Westbrook fan club up here. Josh, we've got 2 tier 4s for CEH. Where are you putting CEH?
Yeah, so I'm having trouble. I think I am higher on CEH than you guys. With the current situation, you know, Aaron Jones not having Aaron Rodgers, I would draft CEH above Aaron Jones, and I love that offense. I know you said he had end zone goal line troubles, not put in the end zone, but I think he's still the best suited back in that offense to do so. I'm excited for Clyde Edwards-Helaire next year. I think the hype was too high going into the season or the previous season, but now it's right where it should be, and I think he's gonna exceed expectations in that offense.
So you're saying tier 3 then, or top of tier 4?
I'm near the end of tier 3, top of tier 4. It sounds like he's gonna end up in tier 4.
So we've got 2 tier 4s. Josh is saying, I'm fine with either. John Luke, where would you put CEH?
Yeah, I think he belongs in tier 4. I completely agree with what Anthony's saying. There's uncertainty. I feel like I've been pretty bullish on CEH, like Josh, this offseason. But if I'm sitting there in a startup draft, I'm probably going to take Aaron Jones, regardless of the uncertainty in his situation, over CEH until we see it. I believe in the talent, but I want to see it.
I wouldn't blame you for making the Aaron Jones pick. But yeah, I would go CEH, but they're close. So they're tier 4.
The upside is very, very appealing for CEH.
Tim, CEH is in tier 4, but where would you put him? Would you agree with that ranking?
No, I don't. I have a ton of personal bias against him from the LSU.
You go lower, huh?
I would definitely go lower. Look, he was overhyped going into the last season. They got a smorgasbord of athletes in the backfields. He's got so many weapons to throw to, and honestly, this is going to be the hottest take I'll probably have on this. I like Jerick McKinnon better. I know he's had his knees blown out.
Shut up.
He's got no more knees to go. The man is a monster.
You got him for free.
I got him for
waiver.
free. Tier 6. Get him out of here. Throw him in the dumpster. Trash. Get out of here.
Still a number 2 running back in the NFL last year with this bad season he had. So
don't care.
We're not speaking logic here, Josh. This is
no. I get it. I love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
CH ends up in tier 4. Guys, before we move on, I want to remind everyone, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can find us on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy. Hit that subscribe button. It means a ton to us, our show, and you can make sure you never miss another one of these live streams again, or the mock draft reviews that are now going to be uploaded every week. The Josh and I got it down now.
Yourself.
You're 1 for 40.
I'm 1 for 40, but we're going to be 2 for 41 next week on getting those up. Jay says, do Joe Mixon next. You know what, Jay? Too bad it's not your turn to pick. It's Anthony's. Anthony, who are we talking about next?
Get out of here, Jay.
You know what? Let's as much as I want to talk about Joe Mixon, did we do J.K. Dobbins yet?
We have not done J.K. Dobbins.
We have to do it.
You know,
I want to hear what you have to say about him. Just before you say anything, I got it. Just real fast. Let's go, J.K. Dobbins. Sorry.
That was funny.
I think I have to keep J.K. Dobbins in the tier 4. I can make a case for tier 3. If you look at the additions that Baltimore made, they drafted Ben Cleveland, who's going to be their future starting guard. They brought in Kevin Zeitler. They brought in Alejandro Villanueva from Pittsburgh. So this offensive line is going to be even better. But who does that benefit? Is it going to benefit Lamar? Do they get Gus Edwards? And because they did move on from Ingram, but they're still Gus Edwards. They like Justice Hill a lot, and the whole fantasy community loved Justice Hill when they drafted him. So because of all of the mouths to feed, I hate to use that cliche, I have to be safe with J.K. Dobbins and keep him in tier 4.
Tier 4 for J.K. Dobbins from Anthony. John Luke, you did the point. I want to hear what you have to say next. Looks like you agree with Anthony.
Oh, yeah. J.K. Dobby.
J.K.
Dobby. I would probably put him in the top of tier 4, back of tier 3. I don't know. I feel a little bit more confident. I feel like he has a little bit less uncertainty than Aaron Jones and CEH. But I'm gonna put him in tier 3. Back of tier 3. Let's go.
We've got a tier 4, a tier 3. Anthony Leone says J.K. Dobby, vegan tier 1. Anthony's always here to let us know which players are vegan. He lets us know. I think Tim's going to knock him down a tier for being vegan, even though Anthony knocked him up one.
I could easily for that exact reason. But honestly, last season, if I was looking at any of my fantasy games, I honestly forgot that Dobbins was a person. And for that reason, I'm going to put him in tier 5, especially because the Ravens are going to try throwing it more, supposedly. I mean, I'm going to put him in tier 5. I love Aaron Jones, and CH is there, I guess, but I can't pick Dobbins over Jones and CH. So I'm going to put
a 3, a 4, and a 5. I'm going to put Dobbins in tier 4 for me. And the tiebreaker is the player we're looking at behind him. The Ravens have shown that they like him. They've shown with their money. They've shown with how they use him. Gus Edwards is not going away. He will continue to get used in that offense. And I think that knocks him down just enough for me. He's not the same kind of back that a Swift is, right? I think he needs a little bit more of that volume to be fantasy relevant. I'm going to put Dobbins in 4, but it is very close. He's in that range for me with Aaron Jones and CEH. That's how I view Dobbins. Josh, Dobbins fan. We've got 2 tier 4s, a tier 3, and a tier 5. Where are you putting Dobbins?
I think of him right in line with CEH pretty much for very different reasons. He's a tier 4 guy. He's absolutely a tier 4 guy for me as well. So I think we got it pinned pretty well. I will say he had the second highest yards per carry last year behind Nick Chubb. Who's perennially just we can talk about maybe soon, but he's just always highest yards per carry. Nick Chubb's fantastic. I expect J.K. Dobbins to have a very good season.
J.K. Dobbins, tier 4, and Josh.
I would draft him ahead of Aaron Jones and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, by the way.
Ahead of Aaron Jones and Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yep.
Anthony, what about you? You reacted there. Where would you draft him in relation to those three guys?
I can't over Aaron Jones as long as Aaron Rodgers is in Green Bay, but all day over Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, I just keep thinking, like, look at all these rookie backs or who were rookies last year. The Chiefs missed. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire was not on the Chiefs, he'd be a bust.
He's buried. If Clyde Edwards-Helaire was on the Ravens, like we'd be like, tier 7.
I just think we're buying into that Andy narrative.
I was going to say, and we say that, but there is some. We saw Damian Williams find real success there. You know what I mean? It's doable with these lesser level running backs, but I'm not going to bank on the system over the player. For that tie break between those guys,
I'm more willing to do that in redraft, though. I'm more willing to bank on this system.
Yeah, 100%. Great point, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh, we're going to do one more of these guys before we move on to appetizers. You get the last pick since we just put J.K. Dobbins in tier 4. Which of these guys? We got some good names. We got Chris Carson, Nick Chubb, Antonio Gibson, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, Najee Harris.
I'm a Joe Mixon guy. Let's do Joe Mixon. I saw it mentioned in the chat a couple of times. It's obviously wanted a little bit. I like Joe Mixon. I think we're going to maybe differ a little bit here. Joe Mixon falls right into tier 4 with the rest of these guys for me. I'm excited about his offense next year. I know some people might put him higher. Some people might put him much lower. I think Joe Mixon's going to have an excellent season.
Tier 4 for Joe Mixon from Josh. And Craig said, good try at mixing it up there, Jay. Well, we're mixing it up now, Craig. Boy. Anthony, how do you feel about Joe Mixon? I feel like this is one of the more polarizing players in the fantasy community.
Listen, I've been on the Joe Mixon bandwagon for a long time, and I'm not going to jump off anytime soon. No.
Okay,
I'm going to stick with tier 3. I'm going to buy it. I like the Cincinnati offense. I think this offensive line, I would have preferred them to get Penei Sewell and maybe, a Bateman if he fell to the second round, trade back up and get him. But they ended up getting Jackson Carman, who's probably going to be an interior offensive line starter for Cincinnati. They brought in Riley Reif, who's a longtime veteran tackle. Maybe Jonah Williams finally stays healthy. So I have a little bit more optimism on this line. Joe Mixon was pretty banged up last year, but in the games he was healthy. If you go back to that game against Jacksonville, he popped for like 42 points. So we know the ceiling of Joe Mixon when everything is clicking. They're going to get Burrow back. They have legit. There's no more AJ Green. I love AJ Green. Jamar Chase is light years ahead, or should be light years ahead of AJ Green in this offense. So I think there's going to be so much to pay attention to passing the football. There's a little bit more open running lanes for Joe Mixon, maybe more so than ever in his career. And only it was like 2 or 3 years ago, he led the AFC rushing in like 14 games. That was like 2 years ago, I think.
In terms of talent, Joe Mixon is one of the best in the NFL. He's tier 2 in terms of talent for me. I'm serious.
Josh, we convinced JL last year, and it didn't work in our favor though. In the FSGA league to draft Joe Mixon in the first round, I believe, with the 9th overall pick is what I believe we had. We took Joe Mixon there. That was the player.
CEH, I think, before him.
No, we took CH in the second or third round. Yeah, because it was before Williams opted out.
And then Jonathan Taylor in the third round.
Yep. But we took Joe Mixon in that first round, and my thoughts on him and why I believed in him last year still apply this year. And then everything Anthony said makes those opinions even stronger. You know what I mean? Like the reasons I believed in him last year haven't gone away. Plus, they've beefed up that offensive line. Not quite the way I wanted them to, but they still did it. And
Carmian was a good pick. That was a really good value pick. I'm a little biased as a Clemson player, but I really did like that pick. I think that's a great second round offensive line talent.
Absolutely. I'm going to put him in tier 3. That's right.
And there's no more Geo. There's no more Geo. That Geo narrative is out the window.
Yes.
It's a really good point. It is a really good point.
That is a great
Geo
point.
was the pass catcher back for the team for so long, and Joe Mixon is a great pass catcher. Now he is the pass catching back and everything else.
Brady said Josh is high on all AFC North running backs. Surprising.
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic here, that it's surprising.
I think he's saying it is surprising because you like the Browns running backs and the Bengals running backs as a Ravens fan.
And Najee Harris, let's go to the Steelers. I mean, I like him too.
So we've got 2 tier 3s, a tier 4 from Josh. Josh, that's kind of surprising. So far, you're the lowest out of the 3 people that
I thought I was going to be higher than most people.
Me too.
Tim, we'll get yours out of the way. Where are you going to tier 6? Is that where you're putting
So I want to get this straight. We have 7 people left, and we have nobody in the bottom.
Tim, we have way more than 7 people left. I just didn't throw them all out there.
I don't care. Doesn't matter. Level 8. Put him in 8. Put him in the bottom of the barrel. Look, I've watched Joe Mixon just ruin people's hearts for the past 2 seasons for no reason, just because he can. Because
Tim is a humanitarian.
I don't care. I'm trying to be harsher on all these players. That's what I want to do. More critiques. Let's go.
So 2 3s, a 4, and 8. JL, where are you putting Joe Mixon?
I would put him in 4. I think he belongs in 4.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 3s and a 4, but tie goes to the 2 4s. Yeah, 2 3s, 2 4s. Tie goes to the guest. We're gonna throw
what
Joe
about
Mixon.
the 8 though?
Yeah, we gotta get weighted averages. We gotta get weighted averages in here.
If you guys want to put him in 4, we can put him in 4.
I'll give him a 3.
Okay, we're throwing him in tier 3.
Obviously, I think it's 4.
Obviously, you think it's 4, yeah. Guys, we are going to be moving on to our appetizers tier list.
Real fast, I just want to answer Anthony's question. Are you taking Dobbins or Mixon in redraft? I'm taking Dobbins still. So I do think Mixon's still a tier 4 running back. I'm taking the upside with Dobbins, even though I think all the upside in the world's there with Mixon.
Jay said he's all aboard the Mixon hype train. Mixon is 3. Let's get to the real tier list we care about. They're here for the appetizers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm realizing
look at these pictures.
So many appetizers are beige. There's just a lot of beige appetizers.
A lot of bread.
Like
a lot of bread.
Most food gets that color.
Yeah.
Anthony, we're going to come to you first. I don't know if you can see these pictures very well. If not, I can tell you what's up there. But which one of these appetizers do you want to talk about first?
I'm trying to make out some. You know what? Let's go with the pigs in a blanket.
Oh,
yeah.
First of all, we have to talk about something here.
I would like to bring something up. This is a hill I will die on. I say it every time they're served.
If you heard it before, you're about to hear it again.
Pigs in a blanket is a very misleading title. Because what that would be is all of the mini wieners inside one roll, and they would just be tied up, and that would be pigs in a blanket. These are pigs in blankets, and no one else will jump. But
pig in a blanket.
Yeah, singular. That's where I'm going. Jay said Simon tilting yet? Yeah, Simon is tilting. That's one of my. That's something I will die on that hill.
You could consider every single hot dog plural, though, Simon. It's all a mishmash parts.
I was going to say that. That was the exact point I was going to make. Is that it's probably not the same thing.
That's a really good point.
Okay, you know what? No one has ever proposed that counter argument, and I'm going to need a minute. That might change the way I look at this.
Rocked my world. You've rocked my world, Tim.
It's probably multiple pigs inside each hot dog going into that blanket. You know what? Anthony goes, Anthony, where are you putting pigs in a blanket on this tier list?
They are tier 1 for me.
They're S top tier all the way at the top.
Absolutely.
S tier for Anthony. Tim, where are you putting pigs in a blanket?
I should make clear, I'm going to put 99% of these in S tier because I love appetizers. They're so good. Pigs in a blanket, S tier.
We've got 2 S tiers off to a hot start. I will put pigs in a blanket in the F tier. Oh, I can't stand the little hot dogs. I just think they're gross.
Those pretentious little hot dogs.
Those pretentious little hot dogs. Those little wieners. I just don't dig them. John Luke, where are you putting pigs in a blanket?
Move over, Simon. F tier.
2 F tiers. 2 F tiers.
You don't eat 80% of this stuff anyway, JL. Get out of here.
Tim, for a lot of these, we are allowing JL to assume vegetarian, except for the obvious ones like buffalo wings or pigs in a blanket.
I mean, I've eaten them before, guys. I wasn't born vegetarian. I can still comment on what I liked before I became a vegetarian.
No, okay, so you're really a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, Jay said S tier in the chat. Jay Wall also said S tier. Josh, where are you going? We've got 2 on.
He's gonna go C or something.
No. I am somewhere in the middle here. I'm not F. It's not complete F, but it's closer to F than S. So I think it is like C. Like it's gonna wind up in C. It sounds like to me.
I feel like Josh is gonna put it in C tier, and Josh goes, no.
I'm gonna put it in C tier.
Well, no, if I say D, we're gonna put it in C, right?
No, we'll put it in wherever you put it. I think because it'll cancel out.
All right, I'll go D then.
Well, what I was gonna say is that it goes to the chat because we have a tie between S and F. Is where I was gonna put it.
But we don't. Oh, yeah, we don't.
There's 2 S's and 2 F's,
and one D.
1D, which we'll put in the middle, but I was going to say the chat votes. The chat votes determine where this ends up. Jay said S tier. Jay Wall said S tier. I assume Anthony said F.
What happened to Ty goes to the guest, boys? What happened to that?
Simon makes up the rules.
We gotta move going into S tier. Josh,
what is tier 1? What is F? Which is the highest?
S is the
highest.
highest.
Going in S now? That doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
that's
right. It's the weighted average here.
Anthony Tim in the chat pushed it into S tier. Josh, where are you putting, or which one do you want to talk about next?
I don't know. I just don't feel it's right in the S. I'm sorry, but we're gonna pot stickers. That's the one I said it needs to be in here. Dumplings, whatever you want to call it. Pot stickers are S tier. They're my favorite appetizer, hands down. Get out of here.
S tier for pot stickers. John Luke, what do you think about pot stickers? Or do you have something to say about pigs in a blanket first?
I do. That's garbage. We have an odd number of people. We shouldn't even need to go to the chat.
If it ties, we go to the chat.
It wasn't a tie.
It was a tie. It was 2-2.
If this was one of those lawyer things where like it weighs on each side, it'd be clearly on one. Never mind.
They would throw Josh out for the stray vote, for the outlier. We've got an S for pot stickers and a C for pot stickers. Tim, where are you putting pot stickers?
So there's something about like Chinese cuisine that I could consider just about all of it appetizers and none of it meals, but also none of it appetizers. It confuses the hell out of me. I love them. Don't get me wrong.
Stickers are a little like Americanized Chinese food, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
which is like, I mean, it's not like the hot soup little guys, which are
holding
their mouth open. I'll give them an A. I love them, but I confuse them.
Fair enough. I love it.
I'm also gonna put pot. I'm gonna put them in B because there's quite a few of these that I like more than pot stickers. They're very good. I had pot stickers for lunch.
Really?
I did. I had a whole bag. I ate way too many pot stickers for lunch. Vegetable ones, fried them up with some sriracha. They were super good, but I'm going to put pot stickers in B. JL, where did you already vote?
I already voted.
You said C. Anthony, where do you put pot stickers?
I put them in C.
So we've got 2 C's.
You guys are horrible people.
I was closer to you.
If you get them from a Chinese place or an Asian place, okay. But the ones that you get from like your from like Applebee's or a local place, like that's not authentic.
Those are even better. They just fry them.
So what are we gonna do here? We're never gonna be all agreeing. So we got to go to the chat every time, huh?
No, because there were more votes for C than for any other tier. There was 2 C's, a B, an A, and an S, right?
Oh my god.
The pot stickers ends up in the B.
It feels like we're making up math today. So
I'm not. I've been
okay. How would you recommend? Okay, you know what? I'll take a step back. John Luke, everyone quiet. John Luke, how would you recommend resorting this quickly and efficiently?
Haven't we normally done like an average?
What's our? Two people say A, one person
says B. It's or 2 people say S, one person says B.
What's the distribution?
Sometimes
2 C's, a B, an A, and an S.
Then it's a B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy enough.
We did it.
John Luke, which one are you looking at next?
Let's see. There's one I want to talk about, but I know I'm just gonna get angry, so I'm gonna. You know what? No, I'm gonna bring it up. Fried pickles, S tier.
Yeah. All right.
Bring on the hate.
Tim, where are you putting fried pickles?
I'll put them in S tier as well. Those things are phenomenal. If you get the right ones. Sometimes they do the little wedges and they just get a little bit too pickly on one side. Not great. But if you get the nice chips, yeah. Oh, yeah. I told you I was going to get most of these in S or A. So
I'm putting fried pickles in F tier because they're disgusting. Pickles are gross and you fry them and they're still gross. I'll eat the breading off the edge of them and not like it. Anthony, where are you putting fried pickles?
I'm going to go C here again. They're okay. You know. Nothing. I like pickles. I just a fried pickle. Give me like 1 or 2, and then all right, you eat the rest.
Yeah, fried anything is better.
Where'd you put it, Anthony?
We said C.
Yeah.
So we've got a C. I forgot what I said. F. Tim, you said S, and JL, you also said S.
Yep.
We've got 2 S's, a C, and an F. Josh, where are you putting it?
They're honestly a D tier for me. D. I like them, but they're nowhere near really like any of these other things.
Okay, guys, I have caused chaos with saying that the one with the most votes goes forward. Anthony said 2 S's, 2 F's. Jeff said C or D, so pig should be in C or D. We can start doing it that way if you guys would like. But the fried pickles have a similar distribution. So the reason I say that now is if we're putting fried pickles by that pattern, we have to do pigs in a blanket. Otherwise, we throw fried pickles in S.
Because we got 2 S's now?
Yeah. And what did you say, Josh? Did you say C?
D.
D. Okay, because then we would have a C, a D, an F, and 2 S's.
Yeah.
I agree with the average philosophy, but I also would love to see them all the way up to the top.
Or C or B.
Okay. I say we put fried pickles and we're going to move pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
We're free balling.
Right.
There we
I
go.
feel like to earn an S, you really have to get the whole crowd together.
Crash in a blanket.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole point.
Anthony's like,
I want a nice bell curve. That's what I want.
Anthony said, based on Simon's math, pickles go to S tier. Yes, that's why I brought up my math, and we're adjusting here, Anthony.
We're good. We're good, though. This is perfect.
Tim, which one do you want to talk about
Science
next?
isn't always pretty, Anthony.
I want to talk about soft pretzels. This is my one F tier. F tier.
What?
Yeah. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
If there are soft pretzels and beer cheese on a menu, I will order it. I don't care if I'm not hungry. I don't care what's going on. It will be delivered to my table.
It's my job to bring the average down, baby. Get them out of here.
Your intro is so gentle.
Yeah, I said 90%.
I would like to talk about soft pretzels. F tier.
Screw them. Hate them.
Get them out of here. Yes, get them. It's just not for me. I've had New York street pretzels. I've had fancy pretzels. I've had all sorts of pretzels. I've given them a shot 100% of the time. I don't know. It's just fancy.
I love that you keep buying them even though you hate them.
Because I want to be a part of this, like the people, but I can't.
We've got an S and an F. Anthony, where do you put soft pretzels with beer cheese?
D.
D.
Yes.
Not a big fan.
Is the
We've
beer
got a
cheese
D,
part of
an
this?
F, and an S. It's in the picture, isn't it?
I can't see.
And it doesn't even matter, guys. It's a soft freaking pretzel. I'm not getting excited about a soft pretzel, guys. I don't care if there's beer cheese or anything. D tier. It's not F. I'm not like setting it that low, but D tier.
It's not that close.
The Ann's pretzels are awesome.
Oh,
yeah, they are.
With the butter and the whatever else they put on it, that's awesome. But just
that's a meal.
Soft pretzel.
There's a pretzel joint near my house that is perfect. So good.
So where are you putting it, John Luke?
I would put it in A. I don't think it's quite S tier, but I'm like you, Simon. I could eat those anytime.
So we've got an S, an A, 2 Ds, and an F. That likely puts it in C or D. What do you guys think?
C. Well, D, maybe. It might be a D.
Or D.
I think there's 3 votes down there in the bottom half. I think it's probably going to end up in D. Soft pretzels.
I love those.
Sorry. That disrespect right there. That just hurts my feelings.
Oh, yeah. Someone else is going to start.
I am going to talk about.
What is that? Is that a meatball?
Yeah, I was thinking about talking about it, but I didn't want to do an awful one right now. So I'm gonna go with loaded cheese fries is what I'm going with. That's what we're talking about. And you know what? Out of all the things on this list, that was probably my favorite the longest. Like as a child, just downing cheese fries at Outback Steakhouse, and that love never went away. I am a cheese fry fiend. If I could eat one food for the rest of my life and it would provide me with all the health benefits necessary, it might be loaded cheese fries. Loaded cheese fries is an S tier. Anthony, where are you going on this one?
They're D or F for me.
Oh my God!
Listen, I'm a carnivore. I'm a carnivore. You can't tell. I'm burying everything that's not meat. And cheese fries. It's like when I was growing, like French fries and ketchup. And you go to the diner, you have disco fries with gravy and man, like get out of here! No cheese, ketchup. Ketchup.
I am diametrically opposed to that. To everything you just said. I like fries in every form.
Anthony, you and we have similar tastes. Cheese fries are fine, but they're not that good. They're not that good.
I'm from New
Jersey.
Salty. They have the diner. Salt and vinegar fries. I like salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar fries.
Salt and vinegar
fries and
do love salt
ketchup.
and vinegar
That's
fries.
the way to go. All right, for me. I don't
like
know.
Eggs and ketchup.
We got 2 Jersey guys on the stream today. I didn't realize that. Tim and Anthony, we are jerseyed up. You're going D as well. So Anthony, did you say D or F? I can't remember.
D. I'll be nice and D.
He said D.
I would eat them, so they're not F. You know,
we've got 2 Ds, an S, and John Luke. Where are you going? Jay said Anthony is my hero.
And then Anthony says, Anthony is my nemesis.
We have similar food takes.
So what is it? I don't know if I've ever ordered loaded cheese fries. I've had like loaded fries before.
Just like that.
On a loaded cheese fry.
Cheese,
loaded fries.
Cheese, bacon, green onions, maybe some drizzle of something.
Can I order it without bacon?
Yeah, jalapenos.
Yes. No.
S tier.
S? Oh,
I love fries. I'll eat fries any day of the week, any time of the day.
I'd rather have ketchup myself.
2 S's, 2 D's. Tim, where are you going on this?
I ordered food during the stream, and there is a big bucket of fries coming my way.
With cheese on it?
No cheese, no.
Just plain fries.
Just plain fries.
Yesterday, I complained to Uber Eats for 45 minutes because they forgot my cheese dip, and I specifically ordered it to go with the French fries, and I didn't want them without the cheese dip, but they only refunded me.
Sir, can I go back to work now?
Not the French fries as well. I was like, well, the French fries were ruined, but they did not understand my point. I felt preposterous though, typing, I do not want to eat the French fries if they're not covered in cheese, to a customer support person.
They were like, oh my God.
Tim, where are you putting cheese fries?
I love them when I have them, but I never really order them. I'll give them a solid B. They're definitely fantastic when I have them, but I'm not going to order them over a lot of these things.
Guys, this works out perfectly. We had 2 S's, 2 D's. B is right in the middle, and Tim voted in that one. Cheese fries end up in the B tier if you average all of our votes.
They do not belong anywhere near pot stickers.
Anthony, we're on to you next. Which one of these guys would you like to talk about? I can run through. That's bruschetta, buffalo wings, garlic knots, jalapeno poppers, baked potato skins, meatballs, mozzarella sticks, and some of those other ones. You can see what they are.
I don't even know what that one next to mozzarella sticks is.
Yeah, what is that? What are those
scrambled eggs?
Circular?
Those are nachos.
Oh,
nachos.
Go to the right. Go to the right. Go to the
and then
right.
chips and salsa.
Keep going to the right.
Egg roll.
What is that?
Mushroom?
That's a mushroom?
Stuffed mushroom.
Stuffed mushroom?
Stuffed mushroom.
All right.
Oh,
You have
delicious.
wow. Well, let's go to the sliders.
Sliders. And just to be clear, these are beef sliders listed here, but this is sliders all encompassing. It can be chicken sliders, it can be pulled pork sliders. These are just sliders.
I'm going to put them right up there with my hot dogs at the top.
S tier for sliders from Anthony. Josh, where are you going with sliders?
Hot dogs and burgers. I'm a burgers guy all day. I'm sliders. I'm trying to decide S or A.
They're like little burgers.
I just like that.
Sliders
hot
are
dogs
A.
and burgers.
A.
I'm a burgers guy. Sliders.
You just said it's hot dogs. I was a little, I'm not a big hot dogs guy, but the burgers, yeah, let's go. A.
An S tier, an A tier. John Luke, where are you putting sliders?
Sliders are like
lettuce on them.
I could. I'd have to take the meat off. I imagine plant-based is in play here.
Of course.
Which I've never had before, but I'll put them in. I'll put them in C. I think they're fine.
S, an A, and a C. Tim, where are you putting sliders?
I love the versatility of sliders, man. You get a good fried chicken slider down here, and I love me some White Castle. I know it's trash. I know the things are soggy. I love it. Put them up in the S tier.
S tier from Tim.
If it's White Castle sliders, I'm out.
It's just an option. It's
versatility of sliders, but we're not going to talk about the versatility of French fries.
They were French fries with.
Cheese fries make it an appetizer. French fries are a side.
So delicious.
So we've got 2 S tiers, an A tier, and a C tier. And Tim, when I think of sliders, for some reason, the first memory that comes to mind is me and you sitting at Crystal before our tattoo appointment, and then just feeling absolutely disgusting for hours later.
Yeah,
but they're still delicious. And I agree. Like, while I'm not big on beef, I do love a great fried chicken slider. Like a buffalo chicken slider mess me up, and then a good pulled pork barbecue slider is tough to beat. I'm gonna go A as well. So we've got an S, 3 A's, and a C.
It's an A.
With 3 A's, I think we put it in A.
Yeah, I think that's fair, right? Yeah.
If we get 3 and an
averages, it's like a very high B.
There we go. JL looks pissed. Josh, it is your turn to decide which one we're talking about here. We probably got time for 3 more.
Let's talk about the wings. I love wings. S. Let's go.
S tier for wings. John Luke. From your, even when you ate meat, you didn't really eat bone-in meat, right?
No, yeah, I did. I ate all kinds of things. I ate everything. I ate everything that back then. Wings are fine. Wings are good. You have a wide range of wings. Wings can be really bad. Wings can be really good.
You're right.
Therefore, I think they belong in C.
But what about those good ones?
Those good ones were good. Those good ones were good.
Tim, where are you putting wings?
No versatility, though.
So the question here becomes, at what point does it stop being an appetizer? Because
wings are an appetizer.
I don't consider wings an appetizer. I mean, if you're at a football party, everything's an appetizer. I get that. But if I'm
you don't go to a restaurant and see wings on an entree menu.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
What kind of places you're going to? Are you insane? Are you psychotic?
Can someone chime in?
S tier. Send them to the top.
Tim.
I don't think that's true, Tim.
I'm also throwing wings in S tier. I love wings, and I know bad wings can be bad, but great wings are what I'm assuming here, and it's hard to be really good. And just the traditional buffalo, like I'll take that over 99% of these weird flavors. Like I don't need your garlic parmesan habanero wings.
You strike me as a barbecue wing kind of guy.
Oh, dude, that's disgusting.
Teriyaki.
I do not mess with barbecue sauce.
I love spicy.
Give me some sweet Thai chili.
Anthony,
chili.
Tim, yes.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's the perfect sauce.
Anthony, where are you putting wings?
At the top with the other ones.
The first S tier. The first one.
S-tier. Wings makes its way into S tier despite JL's best efforts. And JL, you get to pick one here. Which one do you want to talk about? We've got time for two more.
All right, let's go mozzarella sticks.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Where are you putting them?
S tier.
I knew it. Tim?
It's not hard to guess.
No.
I love mozzarella sticks. I'll give them a B. They're not as good as wings or sliders, in my opinion. I'll give them a B.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I like mozzarella sticks, but they're kind of boring after a couple. Like cheese fries, pot stickers, wings, I could eat them until I'm full. Mozzarella sticks, like after two, I'm good. Know what I mean? Like I like them, but I don't want a lot. Has that stopped me with anything ever in life?
Fries.
I'm putting them B as well. Anthony, where are you putting mozzarella sticks?
I'm going to put them a tier under the S. So what is that, A?
A tier for mozzarella sticks. That's your first meatless option above C, I think.
Yes.
I'm a B for mozzarella sticks as well. I'm right there with you guys.
So we've got three B's, an A, and an S. I think that puts it in B. Since we've got three.
That could be a little bit of a mix. That's a close one. That's the closest one we've had where it could be A or B.
I'm liking this spread. I like it. I like seeing this. It's good stuff.
Tim, you can pick the last one that we're able to go over today. We are unfortunately running low on time, but we've got time for one more appetizer, so make it count.
Is calamari on here?
It is not. That was an obvious omission on my part.
Okay. What's the one all the way on the right?
That's fried cauliflower bites.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna give them a solid C. Yeah, I like them enough, but yeah.
I put fried cauliflower bites up there with wings. Like if both of those were presented as an appetizer, I would struggle between which one I wanted to order that day. And it would probably just depend on like how hungry I was. Like if I was real hungry, I'd probably want the meat. And if I wasn't that hungry, I'd probably want the cauliflower. But they're S tier up there for me. I love fried buffalo cauliflower. Anthony, where are you putting the fried cauliflower?
See, I don't mind that, but still, I have to put that in D.
There's no meat in there.
They're not bad. It doesn't mean that I can't rank it high. I just prefer that. I prefer that over like the pretzel or the cheese fry.
Yeah.
So you said C? Did I hear that right? D for cauliflower bites. We've got an S, a C, and a D. Josh, where are you putting them?
I feel like I almost shouldn't vote for this one. I just haven't eaten them very much. I have had them in the past. They're just not something I go for. It'd probably be like C for me.
A C, so a D, a C, and a D, two C's, and an S. John Luke, where are you putting them?
Going S, baby.
Two S's, a
two
D,
S's.
and two C's. That probably balances out to a C or a B right there.
At least bounces to a B.
Yeah. B. Okay, and you know what, Anthony? Before we end this, we're going to pass it to you one more time. I know that I said that was our last one. Which one of these do you want to talk about? Is there anything on here that stands out to you that we need to discuss?
Let's go with
nachos.
Let's go with the nachos. And the nachos are, they're universal. They're versatile. Like the chicken wing, they have to be at the top.
S tier for nachos.
Josh, nachos are S tier, easy. I'm so happy you brought up nachos because they are my other S tier. Oh, yes.
John Luke?
I think this falls prey to what Tim said is that I almost never get nachos as an appetizer. But they're S tier.
No. S tier.
Wow.
3 S tiers.
The reversal. Clean sweep. Clean sweeps. Four S's.
S, and it all comes down to me. Nachos are freaking S tier, man.
Should knock the buffalo wings out of there.
Put them above wings. You just got to do it. Just cuts.
It was our only unanimous S tier was nachos. How do I do this? There we go.
Nachos about versatility.
Anthony said you guys can quickly get averages. Just assign numbers to each tier and average it out with a calculator. Yeah, that's probably what we should do.
Come here to do
we were
math.
Smart. Maybe we would.
This isn't a math podcast.
It's not even a podcast. It's also not even a podcast. Anthony, thank you so much for coming on today with us, talking about redraft running backs and appetizers. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Guys, and Anthony, your Twitter handle is right there at The Real NFL Guru. Where else can people find you if they're looking for your content?
Now, you can find my work over at the Game Day NFL and over at the FF Face-Off, and we should be going live today in about 90 minutes.
Nice, guys.
Awesome.
With which one? FF Face-Off?
Yes.
Guys, tune into FF Face-Off in about 90 minutes when Anthony's going live over there. And thank you again, man. This was awesome. I'm hungry now. I need to go eat something.
Me too.
Josh, anything you want to say before we jump off?
Makes fantasy so much fun.
Trading does make fantasy fun. Anthony, any final words before we jump off the stream for today?
I just want to plug. We're going to be doing the FF Face-Off Podathon. The second, we did it last year for the first time. This year is the second one. Partnered with Hayden Hurst and the Hayden Hurst Foundation to fight the stigma against mental health, and that's going to happen. Yeah. I believe Mike set the date for July 9th, and we will be going 24 hours. So just wanted to mention that.
That's awesome. That's an awesome thing you guys doing for an amazing cause that I think is finally starting to get brought to the light a little bit more. So I appreciate you guys putting that together. And everyone watching, make sure you go check that out as well. We are out of here for today, unless you guys have any last pressing things you need to scream out before I end the stream.
I love you guys.
Okay, we're out of here then. Adios, everybody.
Bye-bye.